got everything. We're good. Let's head south, man. Oh yeah. So Lane and I are heading south to Maryland today to try our luck with some spring gobbler. It's my first day out of the season, so we'll see how rusty I end up calling. We're gonna go into an area on the eastern shore that you have to kayak into, so either way it's gonna be a pretty cool adventure. Last year I killed a turkey in this area, so I mean, anything's possible. So hopefully we don't get wet or muddy or too bad. It should be fun though. Oh yeah, it should be a good time. Got a 3-hour drive ahead of us or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess tying it to the roof, I did a good job. It's still up there. We're dropping along the road somewhere in Maryland. Can you smell like the marsh?
Oh yeah.
It's like it smells like kind of like sulfury mud smell. All right, coming on. We need these for sure. Can you help carry anything different? I think I'm going backwards right now. We're going forward still. I'm trying to find a place now we can go shore. Shore. And I'm not really wet, so that's a good start too. I'm gonna pull the boat up in here and then we'll get on. I'll get our gear together. Take a square block and a round hole. Good to go. Oh yeah, let's go get some turkeys. So we're a few miles into the marsh and we're on some dry ground. It's a pretty big piece of dry ground, and we're gonna probably just get to a vantage point where we can listen to the whole area and then just I don't know, see if anything gobbles initially on the roost. If we hear something, we'll go to it, and if we don't, we'll kind of maybe just work the area, and if nothing's around, we'll maybe shift to a different spot then. I mean, it's 4:30 and we made the 3-hour drive and the 2-mile row, and now we got about a quarter-mile hike. we're going to great lengths today for this. Yeah, aim into that. Let's do it. All right. So we got to an area we can hear really good. We did see some fresh scratchings about 50 yards back. So we're just going to sit tight, I guess, at this point and wait till it gets towards light. We got about an hour until daylight, so we're here a tad early. Probably sit tight here till 7 o'clock to see if anything's nearby. We thought we heard a faint gobble, like, I don't know, maybe 5:30, way out. So we don't want to just storm in over there, you know. Just kind of sneak our way over and see what we can find. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's pretty windy. Well, not terribly windy, but windy enough that you it's kind of howling through the tops of the trees. I don't know if that's hurting us today or not. I mean, it's fairly flat terrain all around this area, so I mean, I'm sure they're used to a little wind, but we're seeing turkey sign, but not a bunch of it. Keep looking. So we'll just keep working this kind of edge here. We're about, I don't know, maybe 120 yards off the edge of the marsh, kind of just off that transition line where the hardwoods meets the grass. We're just working it across, heading toward what we thought maybe was a gobble this morning. Let's keep on moving. We just got a gobble out here about, it was probably 150 yards out. Let's get set up. I'm going to set up right here under this white oak tree. They kind of hooked that way, it sounded like, so I'm going to back up, try to hook around, get in front of them, and set up again. I feel like they were probably roosted down this way, and we're kind of calling behind them, we got to get in front of them. Because when we first got them gobbling, they were kind of straight across here, and they gobbled a second time. And it was at least, yeah, it was two of them for sure. Yeah, there was two. I mean, there definitely was two birds. I don't know how close they were together, though, but was that just a gobble right there? Okay, I couldn't tell because I was talking, but yeah, that was straight up here, so they're definitely hooking to our right, of course, heading back to where we were originally. So maybe what we might do is just hug this side of this open woods here, give them some room, and get in front of them, try to get back close to where we're set up, and just see if we're in front of them then. Let's do it. Probably gonna give another 100 yards just for some thick stuff right here, just on the other side of this thick stuff in this open woods just going to set up. They should be coming from over that way, so I mean, we're hoping that's what they're going to do here. You can see this water right here, these little obstacles like this, like that's the kind of thing that hangs up birds. So like, I mean, I didn't know it was here. I'm glad we came up this far because we got to get on the other side of it because that would hang them up if they were coming across. So we'll go just beyond it a little bit here. But this is where they're going to walk through. It's a little bit of elevation, kind of place they could strut back and forth. Look for hens. That's the side it's coming from, we believe, but I'm not sure. We'll set up and look down a little bit. What do you think? Not mess with them? Do you think she not mess with them or not? I don't know. They gotta come perfectly through these. Yeah. Maybe I should call this way, just have cool in the middle, Yeah. I'm interested. Right where they were gobbling at. We shifted up about 120 yards after we sat quiet for probably 25 minutes or so, 25 minutes. We didn't see that we spooked anything, so hopefully we got back up here to where they feel comfortable, and if they weren't back up here, we'll be able to get a shot at them. They were, at one point, that one was probably within 40, 50 yards of us, and he was close. Let's try to make it happen here. You get this tree right here. I might just hit this small one right here just to get a little in front of you, you know. So we had those birds gobbling really good. We got in front of them and they were coming in, but I'm not sure if they just got tired of the calling or spooked or what. I mean, there was no indication they spooked, but they just kind of faded away. So we shifted up to about where they were gobbling at, hoping that maybe we could pull them back. We waited about 20, 25 minutes not calling, and then we shifted up, and they didn't get anything to gobble. So we hung tight here for about 20 minutes or so, half hour, and nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of work off the way they went and just hope to strike them up again. We got about half hour, I think, left. So it's pretty much, but I mean, it was a good hunt.
Yeah.
We had,
you never know, you can strike up one on the way back.
Yeah.
Blow past that other piece or whatever.
Yeah, and honestly, like, we had just hopes of getting on birds, and we were on them. We had them gobbling. Not at first. What's crazy is we heard that bird gobble early, way out. I'm surprised you even heard him. But Dana and I both thought we heard one. And not long after we filmed that one section where I was saying about we're going to just, try to get toward where they heard that gobble, we got him to gobble, and it was like, sweet. And then it wasn't just one, it was two. Two birds, but they didn't want to get too close. What do you think? Closest probably was maybe 50 yards?
Yeah, probably 50, 75 yards,
yeah.
maybe 60.
If we would have just been set up a little different coming back through, we would have been on them.
They just didn't finish it.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if we scared them or what, but.
Yeah, me neither. It was strange how they just went quiet on us, but we intentionally stopped calling because they'd kind of come in and then they'd fade away, and it seemed like they faded away every time we called. So we were thinking that maybe they didn't want to hear that, or they had hens or whatever. So we thought, let's just sit quiet and see what they do, and if they just working close, we'll shoot them, and if they don't, we'll ease up and reset up and maybe bring them back to that same point. And we did that. Like I said before, we waited probably a half hour. Grand total time of sitting, waiting, and then shifting took probably about almost an hour. And then we tried calling, and it was nothing. And we worked the whole area through, and we didn't pick them up again. So that's why we're like, maybe we did spook them. That, or we did find quite a bit of turkey sign that indicates there was more than a couple birds there.
Yeah, there definitely had to be.
Yeah.
All the scratching, dude, there had to have been more than two birds.
They had to hen up or
they
something
had
too.
To have hens or something. And there has to be, like, other birds on here.
Yeah, there has to be. It's a piece of public ground that the way we were accessing it is kind of backdooring it from the water, and hoping that we did find sign of a ground blind or something that someone else had been in here within the last couple of days. Maryland turkey only started Thursday, and it's like 3 or 4 days ago. So I mean, the guy had to be here recently. But I mean, it's public. That's what you deal with. Pressure, and it is what it is.
Yep.
Now we get to row out.
Yep.
Maybe get lucky and strike up a bird, but I think it's going to be more just a joyride now.
Yeah.
If there's such a thing. And the wind's going to be blowing right into us, and hopefully the tide's going the right way this time. Yeah, it's 11:32, so we don't got really much time. I'm going for round 2 here in Maryland. Lane and I were down here on Monday, and we worked a bird, well, actually 2 birds, and they just didn't cooperate. So today's Wednesday. I took off work, a vacation day, and decided to try for these turkeys again. So I'm going to unload the kayak and row in by myself, so I'm going to try to self-film this today. My camera isn't as good as Lane's, and I'm sure my videography is not even close. So we'll see how this goes. So I guess stay tuned. Next time you see me will be about, 2 miles in, and hoping for some gobbling turkeys. Alright, we're on shore, and on the backside of this big public area, like we were the other day, And we're going to work in here. I dropped a pin where the turkeys were the other day, and I have a good idea where they roosted. So I'm going to try to get kind of halfway between those 2 points, and then just sit tight till they, getting towards daylight and see if they gobble and I can move in on them. Oh yeah. They're right up there. About 120 yards. And they're slightly downhill from me, so I'm moving. They pitch this way. That's all I'm going to give them. They know I'm here now. I might just do some scratching. The birds just pitched down, so I'm going to give them a few minutes, see if they work this way. If not, I'll have to start calling. They're outsmarting me again. I set up nice open hardwoods here, in the direction that they went after they flew off the roost. And I waited, hoping they'd come through there. But it seems like they skirted the edge of the marsh. I'll show you the woods I'm set up in here. It's really nice. I mean, I got fresh scratching all around me here. I thought it was going to be just the corridor those birds would use to get through this section. And I'm sure I'm going to walk away from here and then I'm going to gobble right in here in an hour. And I'll be telling you in an hour how dumb I am. Because these turkeys, man, that's why I like hunting them. They're so crafty. They do some crazy stuff and just keeps them alive, Well, here we are, round 3 of trying to get it done in Maryland. Came down last week with Lane one day and by myself, rode in with a kayak. Well, today we have a boat with a motor, and I have some other reinforcements. I have my buddy Mitch and my buddy Jared, and we're hoping to get it done on those gobblers out in the marsh. Seek a deer coming in. Okay, well listen, I'm sorry, but I kind of dozed off a little bit. Well, let me start over. So I'm excited because I just killed a longbeard down here in Maryland in the swamp. So here's how it went down. I didn't get it all on film. I'm sorry. But I came back here. My buddy Jared got one a little bit ago. And I relocated to an area where they seemed to come last week. Mitch and Jared are back there in one area and I'm in a different one. We're only about 150 yards apart. Anyway, we didn't see any hens. When Jared shot that bird this morning, right after it pitched out of the roost, he didn't see any hens. So I actually used my gobble call, and I gobbled about 10 times, about every 45 seconds or so, to simulate a bird back in here gobbling, hoping that these other birds maybe thought that their buddy who got blasted earlier was back here hanging out. So I did that, and I was just fiddling around. I looked up, and there was this turkey coming toward me, and I have a full strut decoy out too. First, let's look at the setup. Here's where I am. Right up there is the marsh. The Sika deer were right back there a little bit ago. But I was right there. There's my starter decoy. He's a good one. He's definitely a nice turkey. He's like a 2-year-old, maybe 3-year-old. Yeah, they're starting to hook. That's probably 3. Nice big beard. Nice beard. Oh yeah. Maybe 10 inches. Not to get all sentimental, but I'm just so thankful I have an amazing wife and kids letting me get out here and do this. I just thank everybody.